Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. How are you all doing? I hope you all are doing great. So welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Justina and you're welcome. I hope you stay tuned. So today we are making jollof rice. I am in the mood of jollof rice and I was like, okay, it is today, let's make some. I haven't had it in a while because sometimes I am not in the mood to spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen. But yes, it is jollof rice day in this house. So I have just finished cutting my onions and I am adding some oil in the pot. So after allowing my oil to heat up, I am adding my onions inside the pot and I am going to fry these onions for about a few seconds and just let the onions fry and get a little bit softer before we add the tomato. So after allowing my onions to fry, I am going to add my tomato. So this tomato was blended with sweet bell peppers, onions and chili pepper, and I think it was about 4 can of tomatoes, 2 onions, 2 big white onions, and 2 red bell peppers. So what you do is you blend it first, put it in the pot to dry out, and after it has dried out, that's when you now fry it. That's when you now start doing this step that I'm doing now. So I did this yesterday evening because I came back from work. I was like, we're making jollof rice, so I blended my tomato and everything and let it cook and dry out the water yesterday evening before, and then I left it in the fridge. So today I'm using it to make my jollof rice. This actually cut the process of making jollof rice, because if you have not done this step, then I will be doing this step at the moment before frying the tomato. So I do this when I know that I don't want to waste too much time in the kitchen. Prepare it a night before, so today the cooking will be straightforward. So I am still frying my tomato and I'm going to fry the tomato until the tomato has dried out. The point of frying this tomato properly is that when you cook your jollof rice, it's not gonna have a sour taste. If your tomato does not dry out and fried very well, it's not gonna have that authentic jollof rice taste. So make sure you fry your tomato very well. How do you know when your tomato is fried? When the oil has just come up and you can see them bubbling properly on top of the tomato. That's when you know your tomato has dried out. So I am adding seasonings. So I added thyme, I'm adding curry, and it depending on the amount of jollof rice you're making, that will determine the amount of seasoning you want to put in your food. So after that, I am adding mixed seasoning. This seasoning I got from Nigeria. I do not see this seasoning in Ireland, but yeah, got them from Nigeria. And after that, I am adding nutmeg. I love the smell of nutmeg in food. Like if I have it in my house all the time, I use it for whatever I am making, because I love the smell of it. I just love the smell. And after that, I am adding a little bit of dry chili, because I don't think the chili I added when I was blending it was enough. So after that, I'm mixing everything together and I'm gonna just allow it to fry now for about 5 minutes. Before you start adding your seasoning to your tomato, you have to make sure that your tomato has fried properly before you add your seasoning. Now after adding your seasoning, you just have to give it another 5 minutes. Now I just added Maggi cube. This is like a beef cube, something like that. So I just added that, and I am going to get some salt and add salt in the jollof rice, in the sauce. And yeah, I am mixing everything together. So now I am going to leave it for 5 minutes, and what I'm gonna do now is to wash my rice. This is my rice, and I am using a long grain easy cook rice for this food. So what I do, you can actually, if you don't want to parboil your rice because it's not cooking, it's like you have it on the stove for about 2 to 3 minutes top with hot water. Just once you see it bubbling, you take it out and you go and wash it properly. Now if you don't want to do this, you can also just wash it with boiled water and add it into your sauce, but I prefer this step anyway. So I'm gonna let it boil for like 2 minutes, and then I take it out from there. Like the point is just let it just boil out, boil out, and then you take it out. That is it actually. Now I am going to clean it and wash it properly, because you want to wash your rice properly. You want the water to be clean. You want, like when you look at the water in this rice, let it be clean before you add it into your red tomato sauce. So I am going to add my turkey stock. So what I do whenever I cook a meat, let's say beef, chicken, I take the water and I put it in the freezer, because whenever I'm cooking, I use the water that comes out from the meat to cook the food. It gives it a wonderful rich flavor. So yeah, I have added that in there, and I am going to allow it to boil. And now my rice is clean, and I am going to add the rice inside the pot. So after adding the rice and mixing everything together and mix it well, let everything combine, I just allowed the rice to cook and let all the water dry out, and then your rice is ready. Sometimes when the water in your rice dry out, try the rice, taste it. If it's still hard, then add a little bit of water and leave it for another few minutes. But the water in this rice today was perfect. How to gauge your water is that you have to add the water until it covers the rice. Just a little bit covered the rice, not a lot of water. And yeah, so I'm done with this rice. It cooked perfectly. The aroma is unbelievable. I am going to taste it and make sure all the seasonings are, singing hallelujah in my mouth. And it was absolutely delicious, like absolutely delicious. I'm even making a dance for it, but it was so yummy. So yeah, we are done with this rice, and I can't wait to enjoy it, basically. So the turkey meat I roasted last week, and what I do now is when I buy turkey bag of turkey, I just roast it, cook it, roast it, put it in the freezer, and whenever I'm ready to cook or ready to do anything with it, it's ready. I can use this now to make soup. I can chop it into half and use it for soup, so it's handy to make it like that.